Hey guys, how you doing? Dr. Lou Hilliard here with Life Force Med Beds. So today I'd like to welcome you into my med bed. I haven't made a video using my med bed because I have been extremely busy with my other projects I have going on and just trying to really clean up the last of the projects that I have been working on over the last couple of years. So, if you guys have been with me over the last 2 years, you know that I have been building a med bed. We're pretty much almost now all the way done with the complete build of it and getting the patents and all of that. Now also we have also the remote patient monitoring system. Guys, this is going to help transform literally healthcare around the world and giving people the very power to monitor their health so they can make the best health decisions for their loved ones or for themselves. We'll get more into the remote patient, the Life Force RPM system as time goes on. Right now, I still got to be quiet because we still have some issues and things like that that we're working on before we bring it to everybody. But with that being said, we got my book that's getting ready to come out. We just signed up with a publishing company. So I am now right there at the very last bit of time. I would think within the next 3 to 4 weeks, we will have a published book that you'll be able to buy on Amazon, on eBay, or even Barnes and Noble, Walmart, and what have you. Now the book is going to be awesome, guys, because of course I wrote it. So, but now I'm joking. And having autism, guys, and stuff, and being hyperactive as a child, I never liked to read and write. It was like pulling fingers. So writing this book, I thought, it'd be hard. Yes, there was times where, it was like pulling hair out of my head, trying to make something, try to write some chapters. But other chapters just went really easy. And I think you're going to like them because not only did I have, is it packed full of just science and stuff like that that's going to help you learn, that's going to help empower you to make the better healthcare decisions in your life, but also I have motivational stories in there that are going to keep you motivated too as well. And then also I introduce the remote patient monitoring system. So when people buy the book, they can also get the remote patient monitoring system. And then because in the book, I encourage you to learn various vitals and statistics about your body and looking at various similarities and stuff like that and seeing if there's any deviations once we start getting 3, 4, 5, 6 readings of a blood pressure or blood oxygen or the body's temperature that you start to see your how your life score kind of is and where your life or all your vitals are at. I like to say within the normal ranges. And if anything goes out of the range, you can identify that very easy. And then whether you have to, make an appointment with your doctor, or what have you, you can because you're using the remote patient monitoring system for that. Now the book, Eating Air. It's like I said, it's coming out, guys, in the next 3 to 4 weeks here. We'll say, I would say probably the second or third week of May. Now, here it is. What that's going to do now is it's going to teach you about the importance of air. It's going to teach you the importance of oxygen. It's going to show you statistics and how decreased air and oxygen leads to sickness and disease and death. And we have so many people, like our loved ones, people that are in our family, our friends, people that we work with, that once they get caught up in the sick model, they don't ever get better. They just keep on getting sick. So this book, I hope, is going to be something that can, encourage you to know your health better, to know your family's health better, your child, your parents, your in-laws, or maybe your grandparents. And if you own the Life Force remote patient monitoring system, when you buy the book, you get a free education on how you can monitor not just your health, but your family's health. And also, when you're reading the book, you're going to learn, because not only are you going to read by or learn by reading, but I have videos that you can hit and watch. I have an app, okay, all right, and as well as I have the remote patient. So this is a very interactive book that by the time you're done with the book, you're going to have a knowledge not only of the information that's in the book, but also information on who you are, how your body functions, how your body's vitals and how your body's healing and functioning. What a better knowledge to have than to know, the quality of your health, and knowing the baselines of these different vitals, that if and ever they go astray or go out of range, then you know something's up. So I like to say knowledge is power. So the more you can know about your health, how your body's functioning, how your family's health is, you can have better health outcomes, and working directly with your doctor. If they have access to the LifeForce app as well, you can transfer, you can do telemedicine. There's a host of different features, as well as the book, as well as the app have artificial intelligence that helps you to kind of like organize the information. I'm actually creating this thing called the LifeForce score, and we'll have some ranges and stuff like that. Right now, I'm working on the equation and putting that equation into my artificial intelligence. So when various readings from the different devices can be stored into the app, it goes into the equation, and bam, out pops a score. So we're working on that right now. We're working on some very last minute features, but people, I encourage you, to buy the LifeForce or buy the book Eating Air, and most important, get the LifeForce app. You're going to learn, but also it might be able to save somebody's life, because you're going to be able to monitor your family's health, your child's health, your loved one's health. And what a better gift to have than the gift of health for your entire family. And I'm going to encourage you to buy it for your entire family. So, when you buy the LifeForce monitoring kit, okay, and it comes with the 4 devices, it comes with the blood pressure cuff, comes with the blood oxygen, it comes, or the pulse ox it's called, comes with a thermometer, it comes with the scale that does complete body composition. When you get these 4 devices, okay, this is the start of your journey. Now, I have many more devices that you can buy a la carte. Like, for example, if you have blood sugar, then you can get my blood oxygen meter that works with the app. If you have heart condition, you can get my EKG machine with the app, as well as the kit. If you have COPD or sleep apnea, you can get my sleep apnea machine that works with the app. You can get the spirometer that works with the app. And also, when you work with our app, guys, not only does it have the artificial intelligence to help you look at the baselines and organize the information, but if we see any deviations or that are wrong, then we will notify you, or somebody in your family might be having a particular high deviation or a high reading, whether it be blood pressure or blood sugar or what have you. You will get a notice. Your doctor will get an alert as well. So this is going to help, of course, not just monitor your health, but could possibly even save your life or someone's life. So, and that's what we built the health monitoring system for. So with that being said, be on the lookout for the book Eating Air, We just launched the RPM system with it. I got so many other great things coming. I've talked to you about my robots. I've talked to you about, I got my holographic information panel. You guys it's unbelievable. Right now I have a holographic image of a beautiful woman, completely artificial intelligence woman, and you can have a conversation with her, and it's wonderful. So I want you to be on the lookout for that. So I've talked to you guys about, some of the great things that are coming on. So, but let me tell you guys, and this is part of the message for today, that, be careful on who you share your goals with. Be careful on who you share your ambitions with. Because, I remember, like we're getting ready to go to school, okay? And I remember telling my father, oh yeah, Dad, I'm going to go to school. And I remember him telling me, what, you can't go to school? You can't even read and write. And little did he know that I had the ambition and the drive to make sure that, and of course him telling me that, I made sure that I was going to go to Life University and I was going to succeed. And if you guys don't know, I taught myself how to read and write at the age of 27. But, I'm not here to dwell on that. But also, you don't ever take financial advice from people that never have been there. So, if you can't switch bank accounts with them, then don't take advice for them. I'm lucky enough to have some people in my family, aunt and uncle, that have given me wonderful business advice, tremendous business advice, that literally everything that they said, I literally took and I ran off with it, and I cherished our conversations. We don't talk as much anymore, but the conversations when I had with them have taught me tremendous lessons that will stay with me a lifetime. As well as where I've had other people, that maybe, work construction or what have you, that were trying to tell me, or maybe that were partial criminals and try to tell me how to manage my money. And, oh, Lou, you got to hide your money, or you got to do this. No, I never did stuff like that. And that's why, you always do business. You always do business above the black. You always, treat people well and respect people in business and stuff like that, as well. Now, with that being said, when you are doing these goals, okay, make sure you just protect yourself, because you don't want to get the bad advice from somebody or be shot down from somebody that doesn't see where you want to go. If you remember a couple videos back, I said people like to see you where you were when you were in your lowest times, okay? Or where you were when you were a child, or where you were when you were, I don't like to say this, quote unquote, like a punk, well, you're not a punk anymore. You're a grown man, or you're not a young knucklehead anymore. You've matured, or what have you, to a young woman as well as a young man, as well as, people love to judge you based on your mistakes. Guys, I made plenty of mistakes. Oh my God. And I've unfortunately have suffered through different types of addiction and what have you else. But what you do in life and how you overcome different adversities is not by listening to people that have no faith in you. You need to just step away and listen to yourself. Listen to the internal dialogue. Break open the Bible. Listen to what Jesus Christ is trying to tell you to help you get out. Like, I would never listen to somebody that try to give me, we'll say, relationship advice if they were ones that maybe cheated on their spouses. You know, you cheat on your spouse. Why would I listen to you on relationship advice? You just cursed yourself and your family, or if you caused the death of somebody, I would never take any advice from you. That would be ridiculous. And there are people that walk around that have cursed their bloodlines. And, Jesus Christ saves me. I can go and cheat and I can go and lie and steal. But no, you're going to curse yourself. You curse your bloodline. And also, guys, I'm not immune to any of this. This also goes, message goes to me and making sure that I always try to do the right thing. And if I don't get it at the beginning, get it towards get it and make it happen by the end of the relationship or whatever. Always do the right thing. Always, always do good in business. Always treat people well. And also keep your mouth shut. Don't tell people your business and your goals. Because why? If you do, then somebody's going to go and tell you, oh, you can't do that because you can't read or write. Oh, you can't do that because you don't have the means to. Or they might think of you as somebody that when you were 4 years old or a child or what have you. So, be careful on who you tell your goals until they're done. Understand my book now that I've just publishing. I didn't tell hardly anybody. I didn't want to, because if I did, I'd hear different people's negativity. Or if I talk to them, or even, I'll tell you what, my med bed invention. Do you want to know that some of my biggest attacks are from people from my hometown? That people that I haven't spoken to in 20, 30 years, or even family members that I haven't spoken to in 10, 20 years. They'll reach out to me, not to give me congratulations, but to give me hate. I love it. I think it's absolutely hilarious. Like, wow, man, over a particular invention that I made, my med bed, and people are like, oh, it's fake and you're fake and whatever else. Hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had this animosity since we've been kids. But, understand, there are people that are in your family that don't like you. There are people that are your friends that don't like you. There are people that you hang out with just about every day that can't stand you, but they put up with you because A, you're your family, or B, or maybe you're close to them, or they just put up with you because they want to use you for something. A lot of times that's why people stick around other people, just to be used. So don't be a sucker. God knows I played both ends. I've been Captain Save-A-Ho, and I've been the guy that just said no to everybody. But what do you want to do with life? And excuse my language, I shouldn't. I always try to be funny, but just be careful on who you're trying to help, who you try to tell your goals to, and who you listen to. Is the most important things, because when you start to when you set goals for yourself and you start to, and you quiet your mind, you got to quiet the universe. You got to shut off everything, the TV, the fake relationships, the fake friends, the fake family, whatever it may be that is fake around you. You got to cut that off. Okay. And people will show you that. They'll show you that in their facial expressions or the little things that they say to you. So it is so vitally important that you listen and you pay attention to these different types of red flags. So who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with. People will always show you who they are. People will always show you who they are. You just got to pay attention and not be a knucklehead and ignore it. I've done that many times in the past. I've ignored knowing that somebody was a bad person, but yet I ignore it because A, they're family, B, they're married to my father, C, they're pieces of shit. They're not good people at all. But you know, you just got to, and I didn't say that indirectly for anybody. I'm just kind of like saying things in general because people come to me all the time and I'm like, oh, I have a problem with this person or my parent or my loved one or what have you. What do I do, Dr. Lou? And I try to give the best advice I can, always with love as well. But, just be careful. Focus on yourself. Focus on your dreams. If you have a significant other that is, that backs you, that is the best thing in the world when you have a significant other as well. And if you have great family members, I've had family members, my grandmother, my aunt and uncle, my brother, these people have helped me in various times of growing in my professional career that I am forever grateful for. So, and then there's I'm also grateful for the people that doubted me, very much for the ones that doubted me, the ones that whether called me names or made it extra hard or tried to deceive me or what have you. Thank you very much. Because if it wasn't for you guys, then I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And today, right now, I feel that I'm in the best place that I've been in a long time. And I'm more focused than ever before. I can't believe at 54, I got a new vigor on life where I have a new projects that I'm getting ready to complete, my book, my RPM system, my med bed, and I'm looking forward to the next 25 years of sharing this, if I'm still alive that long, sharing this to the world. So be on the lookout for more of my videos. If you've made it all the way through this video, I want to say thank you. And like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have a lot of great videos as well. So I love and appreciate you. I love everybody. God bless you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.